Welcome to the Pirate Broadcast, where we interview interesting people doing interesting things, where you can expand your connections, your community. Kindness is cool and smiles are free. And let's get this party started. Yep. Smiles are free.
Smiles are free.
And it's a fantastic day on the Pirate Broadcast. And if you're here, like, comment, subscribe, join us in the live, and also, subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go out there and on the Ethernet and support the conversations we're having on the Pirate Broadcast, because it is important and we're having fun and it's the right thing to do. So, Rob, good morning. How the heck are you?
I'm doing really well. It's good to see you, my friend.
It's been a minute since we last connected, and I just, I've always enjoyed hanging out with you and talking about nerding out on cameras and lighting and everything like that. So I hope my lighting is okay today. So
yours is good. I was just wondering about mine. Like, my battery hasn't been charged for a while, so I may go dark at some point in the broadcast. We'll see.
Well, the beautiful thing about live streams is it's exactly what it is. So we just have to continue to grow with it.
We'll roll with it for sure.
Yeah, we'll roll with it for sure. So you're in Canada, and for those that may not know, Canada's kind of been locked down a little bit in Toronto market as well. So are you starting to see a little bit of activity going on so far? Or is it what's happening?
We're opening up. We've had kind of a regional approach to the whole COVID thing, and in Toronto, the province of Ontario in general was one of the harder hit provinces. I'm out west. I'm in Calgary, in Alberta, and we certainly did have a tough time for a while. But as of the 1st of July, we had some things open up fairly significantly, actually. Most of the restrictions have been lifted now for the time being. The caveat is always, but we're watching. We're going to wait and see what the numbers do, and be prepared for things to change again. So for now, the barbershops are open again, so I guess I better go get a haircut at some point. There's a few things. Yeah. We're able to do things much more normally at the moment, but we'll wait and see.
Good deal. Well, stay safe and sane.
Absolutely.
I want to talk a little bit about what your focus is on the future, because you've done a lot of work in broadcast and media and radio, just like I have, and some of the things that are evolving are just amazing. I was talking to a programmer last night, Maxim. If you're watching, check it out. Hello. And he was talking about where VR is going, where, like live right now, where we are right today is one aspect of it, and moving into VR, where you could actually connect with somebody and actually go for a walk with them someplace. And it's just it's a whole nother world. So that's one piece of the puzzle. And live streaming, I heard Netflix is just getting into gaming now. They're offering games on live streaming. So all of these changes in the world, and I'm just kind of curious from a new perspective, what are you seeing out there, and what have you kind of spent your time looking at in terms of where things are going next?
Well, there's been a significant transition, I think. And one of the things I talk about is this concept of the digital first business era. And broadcasting your brand is another thing that comes up in conversation with me fairly often with other people. And it's, when we look at the concept of traditional broadcasting, fundamentally, it's this idea of mass communication, right? And that used to be fairly exclusive to the media, the radio stations, television broadcasters, and the companies that had big advertising budgets to be able to pay for some airtime on those different stations, right? And we don't necessarily have to go that route anymore. I think there's still a place for that, but with all of this stuff happening in the virtual space, there are opportunities like never before. And when I talk about digital first, in the sense of business, Really, it's about anchoring your business in communication in the digital space now. And there are many ways to do it, like live streams, like we're doing here, creating YouTube videos and posting other things on social media, creating enough of a digital footprint, so to speak, so that you can be discovered in that virtual space. And I think that opportunity is there now. It's been there for a while, and it's certainly not too late to get started there for people. But it's only going to grow. And the more you create that digital footprint, the more you're going to have the opportunity to so-called broadcast your brand in the space.
Well, you know that I've been an advocate for broadcasting your brand for a long time.
Yeah.
I actually own the domain Podcast Your Brand.
And do you? That's perfect.
Yeah. And I used to teach podcasting. I've taught lots of classes. I've got a lot of people on podcasts, and podcasting is growing. I mean, it's exceeding past the number of blog posts that are being created now. Yeah. And it has its own challenges. And you bring up a really great point, because I know that business owners need to connect. They need to start the conversation. They need to initiate connection with their audience. And I think we're moving into an arena where, rather than mass communication, it's mass collaboration, it's mass engagement. A lot of people are used to social media now. So the best companies and the most active companies online are the ones that are actually, they have the widget in their website that you can actually chat with a service person, and you can actually connect with somebody and ask questions live. And those are really engaging opportunities. And I'm a huge advocate for using video whenever possible, because it puts a personality on the brand. Broadcast your brand is an idea that I think time has arrived. So along with that, though, is the challenge of teaching people what's necessary to continue to grow and achieve results in that area. So, which I think you're working on as well. So I know you're working on some platforms that educational, and people can learn about different subjects and grow with their talents. And so you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the latest project, I guess. I'm with you on the video thing. I've been a video guy for a long time too, and there's definitely a gap there to fill for people who need to learn just the basics to be able to show up on things like this and represent themselves personally as their personal brand as well as their company brand. But I think there's so much more. There's so much more to learn and so much more opportunity. So one of the things over these past few months, because we had some lockdowns and I had some time to do some stuff. So
some free time on your hands.
I had a little bit of time on my hands. So I've had an idea for a while that I wanted to do something different in the online course space. And I had a sense of how I wanted to shape it, but didn't really have it entirely nailed down. So I took some time to do that over these past few months, and came up with a concept called Stratoschool. And so it's at stratoschool.com, and it's a training hub. And it's brand new, so you're hearing it first here.
Live announcements
live right now. Yes. We're learning as we go. We've got a handful of partners creating content, really good people who have high quality stuff. So we've got some different courses on there that are, a lot of it's audio based. There's some video based stuff, and some supplementary materials as well, PDF downloads and things like that. What you would expect from online courses, I guess, typically. But yeah, we're just getting up and running. And the first thing that's there, we'll eventually have a number of different categories, but the first category that's there is Stratoschool Digital. And the concept is with that is we're going to fill some of those gaps where people are learning now to live in this new world where it is digital first. And so you need some skills, some new strategies, and really a new way of wrapping your head around, okay, how do I move forward? and set myself up not just to survive in this kind of operation that we have to have now, but to thrive going forward
Well,
with that skill set.
and I think that online learning is key because two things. One, technology is accelerating.
Yeah.
I don't know that anybody can argue that fact. And number two, when I need an answer, I want to be able to be in an environment where I can ask questions, I can get the answers I'm looking for. And, what you're building is exactly what I think is needed and necessary, because there's no shortage of information out there and available. And who wants to spend 12 hours on multiple, YouTube rabbit holes to get the answer you want? It would be great to be able to go to a portal, a website, a community and say, I'm working through this. Where can I get an answer? Okay, let me reach out to Rob, and he's probably got somebody in his environment that he can answer that question or get some help or offer a course or assistance in that arena. So it's narrowing down what I'm looking for, finding a resource that can actually distribute multiple perspectives and deliver that in the package. And I think that's where we're going to see a lot more activity going on in the future.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're trying to build. And that engagement piece is going to be key too. You're right. We'll have soon there'll be opportunity to comment right inside the courses on the platform. In the meantime, there's so far one Facebook page associated with one of the courses there, and that's always a nice thing to have, a Facebook group to go into, to have a community there. Where people can ask questions of the instructors and of each other, other people that have taken the course. And it'll just grow. We'll just keep growing it. And I know, as I say, we're going to have a lot of learning to do as we build this thing. And I don't expect to be perfect, but we'll have some bumps in the road. But we've got some goals, and so we're cruising along. And I think it's going to be good. I think we're going to meet some needs for sure.
Absolutely. I'm excited. I'm excited for you. So let's go in here. Martin says, "Hey, pirates. Good morning, Martin. How you doing?" Elise is in here there. Good morning. Good pirates. Happy weekend. Love it. Thank you so much.
Happy weekend.
Martin says, was not expecting Robert Redford. Thought Robert Redford.
It's funny. I used to get that a lot, and I don't know how many of the kids these days know who Robert Redford is. But
yeah, no kidding. Just kidding. Sure, heard a lame joke way too many times. Jenny Gold is here. Good morning, pirates. Thank you, Jenny. Wendy's in the house. Good morning, pirates. Nice to meet you, Rob. Mass hysteria was the only form of communication that Pirate Nation until the Admiral came aboard.
Nice.
Yeah. YouTube's working. Absolutely. Jadell. Martin says, there's an interesting case of the model that the World Rally Champions had decided to go, whereby they've apparently moved their whole broadcast of events to live only, which is then available only to subscribers. If you're not subscribed to them, you cannot watch WRC Rally anywhere.
Interesting.
That's crazy. Well, maybe it's not so crazy.
Well, there's so many subscription services now, right? That seems to be the way we're going.
Exactly. So are you going to add that to your platform, like a subscription-based service, or how's it?
Yeah. So right now, while we're getting up and running, there's a ton of free stuff there. People actually, when you sign up, you'll find there's more free content than paid content. But the way it works is, right now for the paid premium content, we've got a one-time fixed price where so it's a $9.97 price point, and you get access to everything that we ever do forever, for life. So as we're building and we add more categories and more master classes come on board, the early adopters are going to get a bit of a deal there in the sense that they continue to get access to all of that. We know we can't do that forever, right?
Sure.
We've got to have a sustainable business model, so we've got to make some changes at some point. But just to get the ball rolling a little bit, we're going to continue to do that. And then built into that is we're an affiliate based platform. So even the free members come in and they're automatic affiliates with us. So and we're pretty generous with our affiliate commissions. A free member gets a 20% affiliate commission if they refer another paid member.
No.
And they actually get a 5% commission on tier 2. We're doing tier 2 commissions, so just 2 levels.
Oh, wow.
But so if the person they refers somebody else, then they can get a 5% commission on that. And then the sort of carrot to become a paid member is if you do become a paid member, not only do you get access to the premium content, but you actually can double your affiliate commissions too. So you get 40% on tier 1 and 20% on, 10% on tier 2. So we're trying that model, and we've seen it be successful with some other businesses that we've kind of been watching, and we'll see how it goes. But hopefully people like the content enough that they want to refer it to other people, and then there's a little bit of incentive there as well, where we can share with them financially as we grow.
Well, and that allows the content creators to be part of the community that gets paid. They're part of the revenue model instead of being just part of the product, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And we do something a little different for the content creators too. The content partners have a pretty good deal actually at the moment. The content partners basically get paid in full. When they sell an enrollment, they basically earn everything.
Oh, wow.
And so, we've built the model in such a way that it's again, I guess, attractive for content partners that want to create courses and come onto the platform. I'm careful about saying that because I don't want to invite a whole pile of content partners yet. We've got, I think, 5 now. And we're being careful about who we invite. We want to make sure that we're getting some good experts in that can really do a good job of teaching. And so we're going to have, right now it's sort of been by invitation from me, but at some point there will be an application process actually to become a content partner so that we can actually make sure we're getting some good quality people delivering good quality content. So,
yeah. And I would anticipate, because I'm doing the same thing. I'm creating a course on one of my favorite platforms, Dub, which is it's going to be a 5-week course. I'm going to host it and train it and teach it in limited class size. And the reality is that there's all kinds of ways to teach and share information these days. Mentoring and using a guide method, or at least having evergreen content as well. And it's just amazing to me to think that everybody has an opportunity right now to go out and do something. You can learn whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. If you want to learn something new, fresh and exciting, reach out, talk to Rob, connect with him, and or contact me and I'll introduce you to whatever you need to do, whatever you're looking for, because I know a few people that are creating content. So it's amazing to me. I'm just excited about the future, Rob.
This is that collaborative environment you were mentioning earlier, right?
Yeah.
How it works.
Well, we were talking before the show started about this whole collaboration effort and how people could start getting together to produce results all the time. So it's really exciting. Martin says, love the innovative thought. Appreciate that, Martin. Howard Kaufman, my man. What do you think about AI's impact on video communication?
Wow, it's changing fast.
Yeah, it is changing fast.
It's one of the things, from the production side, it's sure had an impact on business, right? There's a lot of stuff you can do and a lot of stuff that's become automated, especially in the social video space, where you can just go on to like a Lumen 5 or something and create a fantastic video with all kinds of stock footage.
Yeah.
You don't have to go out and spend thousands of dollars on with a production company anymore for short videos like that anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's evolving quickly, and it's causing a lot of video companies to have to adapt quickly too.
So I think that there's probably, you know, being from the music industry back, you know, loops and samples have there's a huge industry behind that. And I think stock video and stock photo, um, you know, has been very competitive in the past.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem to be slowing down at all, especially with video. And so I'm thinking to myself, you know, if you could create an entire business model around creating stock video for these platforms, AI modeled platforms. I mean, you could probably create an entire video series with, you know, stock video footage and
Yeah.
create some amazing effects and drop some people in there, or AI modeling. Uh, there's just no end to it. I mean, it's continuing to grow and expand.
Yeah, I mean, really, I think the key is anticipate what's coming, right? If you, as best you can, because it happens so fast. But then make that adaptation and run with it, right? You got to jump in with both feet because otherwise you're going to get left behind.
Yeah.
But then you're going to get some of those opportunities, and those are a couple of great ideas, I think. You know, in terms of setting up business for the future, at least for the near future, I think that there's a couple of models there that could be quite successful. Stock footage, especially, like
Yeah.
you know, it's something that just about anybody could do these days with some basic camera skills and some knowledge of the digital space.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I read a post a while ago where this gentleman has created. He's a regular business owner, just goes around, but everywhere he goes, he has a camera with him, and he just takes all kinds of pictures, and he just uploads them up to stock footage, and then he just every month he gets a check in the mail. And it's like it's just kind of free money because I just taking pictures of random things, and I upload them, and then somebody buys them, uses
Yeah.
them for a licensing for a website or a commercial or whatever it happens to be. And he says the better I get at taking these pictures and making the selection process, the more I seem to get in return. So, but I
Yeah,
think it's a fascinating subject, and that's why I love the pirate broadcast, because these kinds of conversations just kind of expand the creative ideas that we can actually use and, you know, take and run with. So
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And you're right. I mean, everybody has a camera these days, right?
yes, absolutely, absolutely. And hey, those cameras are not too bad. I mean,
No.
they are really competing with a lot of the higher end cameras that you used to carry around. It's a
They've
big,
come a long way. I mean, I still have my SLRs and stuff,
yeah,
but the phone cameras, man, they've come a long way. They're pretty impressive photos that come from those these days.
yeah, no kidding. So Martin says he'd love to connect with you and exchange ideas. Yes, and he says yes, the affiliate method is better option, but not the only one. Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Also,
Yeah.
Martin says, brilliant idea, Russ. Do you need a manager for that one? Could do 10% of the $1 billion you could get from that idea. You know, ideas are so prevalent, and the only difference between an idea and a business is activity. You know, take action in between and start growing it. You know, you just got to come up with an action that, and the biggest error that I've made in the past in creating new businesses is I haven't asked the question if anybody wants it. So you got to ask the question, is this something you would pay money for?
Is there an audience for this? Right.
Yeah, is there an audience? Is there anybody out there that want to buy this? So solving a problem is always the key part of the business model. It's like, what problem am I solving here? Execution. Absolutely, Martin. Execution. There you go.
That's my challenge. I'm really strong. My top two strengths, if people are familiar with the Gallup strengths, my top two are creativity. Oh no, it's strategy. Top three are strategy, creativity, and ideation. So I'm really good at thinking, right? I'm really good at thinking. The doing part is where I struggle. So it takes a little bit of extra motivation to get me into gear.
Yeah.
But when it happens, it works out well. So
Yeah. I can't tell you what my strengths are, but I can tell you that I have a tendency to get distracted very easily. Squirrel hunting, I would say.
Squirrel hunting. Yeah.
And it's like, squirrel, right? What's next? So
Shiny
Rob,
objects.
you got this platform going, you're building it out, and
You bet.
I love the idea, I love the concept, and so what does the next year look for you? What are you mapping out for the next year? What kind of activity are you going to commit to and start producing
So
results in?
the rest of this year is going to be busy. We're going to look to take on a few more content partners. We've got, I mentioned Stratoschool Digital is up. We're going to hopefully get Stratoschool Fitness up. I'd like to have that up before the end of the year. And we're looking also at Stratoschool Professional Development and Stratoschool Personal Development, which there is a line between the two with the different types of courses we're looking at providing with those. So I don't think we're going to get all of those up by the end of the year, but certainly Stratoschool Fitness, maybe Stratoschool Personal Development is going to get started by the end of the year. And for the fourth quarter, come October, that's probably going to be our official big sort of fireworks launch. And at that point, we'll look at pricing again too, because we can't do that $9.97 lifetime all access everything for forever, right? We've just got to get some people in at that. And so we'll look at that for the fourth quarter and see how we're going to evolve from there. But that'll take us through the end of the year, and then we'll review and see what we plan for next year.
That's
we
awesome.
We do have some plans for next year, actually, but we'll take it one step at a time.
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, so any tips or ideas that you can leave with the pirate community that you've learned in the last 18 months that with video shooting and practicing and some of the tips that you've tuned in and dialed up? Anything that you want to share with the community today on just kind of quick tips that we can walk away with?
Yeah, for me, this has been a time of learning, and I think it's been an opportunity for a lot of people to, if they've had some time on their hands, if you've had lockdowns in your area or whatever, there's been this chance to really step in and up level your skill set. And if you haven't done that, that's what I would encourage people to do, because yes, I've done the video stuff, but where I've sort of pivoted a little bit in the last few months is learning different ways to apply it. And so I've spent a lot more time in the editing suite, putting together some of the courses and things for the new platform, evaluating what other people are doing as they create content, and kind of learning from what they're doing. And so taking that time, I think, is really a good idea for people, just to take that time and upskill, up level, and sharpen everything. And it's just going to serve you well going forward. I know it's done well for me. I've learned a lot, especially with building this platform. I'm not a techie, aside from the video stuff, I'm not a techie, but I feel like I'm becoming one in some sense with some things.
Yeah. We all need to be a techie at some level, right?
Yeah, for sure.
No. Well, I really appreciate you coming back on, and the invitation to the pirate community is always open. Like my goal is to highlight the people in the community and make sure that you have a stage to actually, announce and share some of the things you've learned, some of the information you produce, and some of the opportunities out there. So thank you so much for being here and showing up.
Well, you've had an incredible past few months yourself. It's been great to watch your broadcast grow here. And I appreciate you, and I appreciate the invite to come on the show, and hope we get to do it again.
Absolutely. And if ever, go like and share and comment this thing. Martin's been in here. He's been awesome to connect with. Also about packaging and marketing. Robert, you're on something here. For real potential is exponential. So
I think so. Yeah, we've had some good
discussions. We're going to see a lot more of it. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Thank you so much. If you're watching this in the future or listening to the podcast, like I said, like, comment, share, ring that bell, get that notification. let's share this information, because our goal is to highlight people that are doing great work out there like Rob. And we just want to make sure that people can understand what is happening around them and get the resources they need to improve their lives. So, and you know why? You know why? Because kindness is cool and smiles are free. So you enjoy the day, everyone. Take care. Thank you for joining the Pirate Broadcast. If you found this content valuable, please like, comment, and share it across your social media channels. I would love the opportunity to help others grow in their business. The Pirate Syndicate is a platform where you show up, we produce the show. It's that easy. If you want to be seen, be heard, and be talked about, join the